the closet. Muslim homosexuals and lesbians about to start a masjid. I told you months ago. I predicted. I said, watch. Soon you're going to have the first masjid of gays and lesbians. I said it right on this minbar. I predicted it. Why? I'm not a prophet. I didn't see the Quran and Sunnah, but I know the way the people are moving, Muslims even in this country, if they are not guided by Quran and Sunnah, they will do everything else that the people in this society do. Can you imagine Muslims now, gays? Assalamu alaikum, brother. Can you imagine now? Going to open up a masjid, brother, in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the name of the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But you know what? It's not strange. Really, if you study the trend, even among the Jews, have the Orthodox Jews who are very serious about Torah, very serious about the teachings. Then you have some conservatives who are not as serious. And then you have some Jews that are so liberal that they actually eat pork. No, this is true, brothers and sisters. And you know what? If we're not careful, we have Muslims doing the same thing. And you know what? Those brothers and sisters in Toronto must not allow those so-called Muslims to open up a house in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala under lesbianism and homosexuality. And I told, if they don't do it there, if they don't stop it, we're going to come here. Whatever brother want to go with me, we'll go to Toronto, and we go there, and we won't let them establish it. Now, I don't know who want to go with me. Now, I'll let you know that when we go fight them, these homosexuals are going to picket the masjid. So, brothers and sisters, dating. Do Muslims date? You're not going to find a verse in the Quran, thou shalt not date. It's not there. You'll find no hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Bukhari hadith and Muslim hadith and Tirmidhi and Abu Dawood and Nisai ibn Majah. You won't find one hadith that says Muslims are not allowed to date. But what you will find from Quran and Sunnah are principles. Now, brothers and sisters, once you learn these principles, you can answer all of the questions because you know the principle. What is the principle? What is the guiding principle about dating? So you don't have to ask the Imam, Imam, are we allowed to date? No. Once you understand the principle, then you know, man, in Islam, Muslims don't date. What there is intention for marriage. Now, brothers and sisters, what is the guiding principle? The guiding principle in Islam is this verse from the Quran, لا تقربوا الزنا. Just a few points about zina, fornication and adultery in this society. You see, brothers and sisters, the problem that we have always as Muslims is that we are accustomed to the ways of the West, the Kufra society. We're accustomed to it. They commit fornication and adultery, we do it. By the way, this young man that I met on the plane is from Tanzania. Born there, but his ancestors from Pakistan. He told me that he had a girlfriend, a Muslim girlfriend. And he met at school, met at college, where a lot of your girls will meet boys in college. He met her, and she didn't tell her father about him, because she knows the father knows better than that. The father would never accept that. It just so happened that the father accidentally got a letter from this young man to his daughter. And then he confronted her and told her that She can't continue seeing this young man. And by the way, this wasn't a young man obviously very good in the religion, because he even told me that sometimes he shows some pictures of him and some girls hugging and the hands around her, the other girls, side and stuff like that, and she got attitude. His Muslim girlfriend got attitude with that. Muslim girlfriend. That sounds strange, doesn't it? Because, brothers and sisters, there's no boyfriend and girlfriend in Islam. We don't have boyfriend and girlfriend like, we're just friends, platonic relationship. We don't have that in Islam. No. How would you feel, brothers, who's married, that your wife said, oh, yeah, I'm going with my friend George. We knew each other in college, and we going out together just for a social date. And we just talk on the phone. We're friends, brother. Do you allow your wives to do that? I hope you don't. Some of you brothers are so liberal, say, oh, yeah, honey, it's okay. I'll trust my wife. It's okay. You go talk to any boy, man you want to talk to. No, it's not okay, brother. Don't do that. Because it's not the Islamic way. La taqrabu zina. Don't go near zina. Innahu kana fahisha wa sa'a sabila. It is an abomination and an evil way. But this society, almost everybody is engaged in zina. In fact, if you're not, you're looked upon as strange. What's the matter with you? Even one brother told me on his job, he's a security. He works on security, one of his jobs. And he says, some of the other Muslim brothers, listen brothers carefully, some of the other Muslim brothers on security, that work security in this particular location, some of the other brothers always playing around with the women, laughing and joking and touching the women. But he doesn't do that because he understands the verse, La taqrabu zina, don't go near zina. So then one of the women asked him and said, you funny? Because brothers and sisters, you look strange when you don't act like these people here. When you try to be modest and you lower your gaze when talking to women, they think you strange because Allah says, lower the gaze. So you try to lower the gaze and they think you funny. They think you strange. So brothers and sisters, in this society, you know something? Nobody knows the exact figures how many people commit adultery in this society. How they figure it out, they take surveys and polls and things like that, and they make some rough estimates. So I've read different books about how many people commit adultery, and they make a difference between the men and the women committing zina and married. It seems to be a consensus that something like 70% of married men commit adultery. Can you imagine 7 out of 10 men in this society, this corporate society, committing adultery? And not quite the same number of women, but approaching 60% of the women in this society commit adultery. I mean, they're married. And I don't mean just adultery once with just one person, but several mates. This is indicative of this society. So they, not only do they not go near it, they in fact engage in it. What about premarital sex? According to some statistics that I read, some polls, something like 2/3 of the young men and women engage in intimacy before marriage. Now, brothers and sisters, you know, that's a lot. But I go a step further than that. You know why so many people of this society does it? Because the government, A, doesn't discourage it, and 2, they in fact encourage it. They don't discourage zina, they don't discourage it. What do you mean they don't discourage it? In most of the states of this country, there is no law against fornication or adultery. And when the states that do have laws, they're not enforced. So in this society, 2 consenting adults, that's what they say. As long as you're 2 consenting adults, it's already all right to do zina. It's okay, you're an adult, man and woman, you know what you're doing, it's okay, go ahead.